Subhas Chandra Bose, the name itself evokes a sense of fiery defiance and unwavering patriotism. He is remembered as one of the most dynamic and enigmatic leaders of India's struggle for independence. His life story is a testament to his indomitable spirit and relentless pursuit of freedom for his motherland. But behind the legend lay a man of complex contradictions, a leader forged in the crucible of a tumultuous era. His journey from a young boy in a small town to a national icon is filled with moments of profound introspection and decisive action. Born in 1897, in the sleepy town of Cuttack, India, young Subhas's life was anything but ordinary. His early years were marked by a keen sense of curiosity and a deep-seated desire to understand the world around him. The environment in which he grew up played a significant role in shaping his worldview. His family, wealthy and influential, instilled in him a deep sense of Indian pride. His father, Janakinath Bose, was a prominent lawyer, and his mother, Prabhavati Devi, was a devout and compassionate woman. They provided him with a nurturing environment that emphasized the importance of education and cultural values. Even as a child, Subhas displayed an extraordinary intellect and a thirst for knowledge. He was a voracious reader, delving into subjects ranging from philosophy to politics. His academic journey was marked by numerous accolades and achievements, setting him apart as a prodigious talent. His academic prowess saw him excel in his studies, culminating in a top-ranking performance in the Indian Civil Service examination. This was no small feat, as the examination was known for its rigorous standards and was a gateway to a prestigious career in the British administration. This was a coveted position, a symbol of power and prestige in British India. It was a career that promised stability and respect, something that many aspired to but few achieved. However, for Subhas, this was not the end of his journey but rather the beginning of a profound internal conflict. Yet the flames of nationalism burned bright within him. The more he learned about the injustices and exploitation under British rule, the more restless he became. He was deeply influenced by the writings of Swami Vivekananda and the teachings of his mentor, Chittaranjan Das, both of whom ignited in him a passion for India's freedom. He yearned for something more, something beyond the gilded cage of colonial service. The idea of serving an oppressive regime was increasingly at odds with his growing sense of duty towards his country. He began to question his role and the true purpose of his life. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919, a brutal act of colonial violence, proved to be a turning point. The massacre, where hundreds of unarmed Indians were killed by British troops, left an indelible mark on his psyche. It was a stark reminder of the brutal reality of colonial rule. The cries of his countrymen, the stench of injustice, shook him to his core. The event galvanized his resolve to fight for India's independence. He could no longer stand by and watch his fellow countrymen suffer under the yoke of oppression. It was a call to action, a call he could not ignore. The massacre ignited a fire within him, compelling him to take a stand. He began to actively participate in the nationalist movement, aligning himself with leaders who shared his vision of a free India. He resigned from the Indian Civil Service in 1921, choosing the uncertain path of a revolutionary over the comfort of a colonial career. This was a bold and courageous decision, one that would define the rest of his life. It was a testament to his unwavering commitment to the cause of freedom. This decision marked the beginning of Subhas Chandra Bose's journey from a brilliant scholar to a fearless leader. He immersed himself in the struggle for independence, working tirelessly to mobilize support and inspire others to join the cause. His leadership and vision would become a beacon of hope for millions, a journey that would forever alter the course of India's struggle for freedom. His legacy is a testament to the power of conviction and the enduring spirit of resistance. Subhas Chandra Bose's early life laid the foundation for his future role as one of India's most revered freedom fighters, a legacy that continues to inspire generations. India's political landscape in the 1920s was a melting pot of ideologies and aspirations. The Indian National Congress, the main political force, was itself divided on the path to independence. Subhas, with his charisma and intellect, quickly rose within the ranks of the Congress. His fiery speeches, advocating complete independence, resonated with the younger generation, yearning for a decisive break from British rule. He became a vocal critic of the British Raj, his powerful voice echoing through the halls of power, demanding justice and equality for his people. He believed in complete independence, not dominion status, as some moderate voices within the Congress advocated. His vision was clear: a free India, unshackled from the chains of colonialism. His leadership, however, wasn't without its share of controversies. He challenged the established order, questioning the Congress's strategy of nonviolent resistance. He believed in active resistance, drawing inspiration from revolutionaries around the world. This put him at odds with Mahatma Gandhi, the Congress's spiritual leader. The relationship between Mahatma Gandhi and Subhas Chandra Bose remains one of the most intriguing and complex chapters in India's struggle for independence. Their interactions and ideological differences have been the subject of much debate and analysis over the years, shedding light on the multifaceted nature of the freedom movement. Both men were fierce patriots, driven by an unwavering commitment to free their motherland. Their love for India was unquestionable, and their dedication to the cause of independence was absolute. Yet, their approaches to achieving this shared goal differed drastically. Gandhi's path was one of nonviolence and civil disobedience, while Bose believed in a more direct and confrontational approach. Gandhi, the Mahatma, advocated for nonviolent resistance, his Satyagraha movement capturing the world's imagination. He inspired millions with his belief that peaceful protest could bring about social and political change. He believed in the power of truth and nonviolence to melt even the most hardened hearts. His philosophy was rooted in the ancient Indian principles of ahimsa, or non-harm, and satya, or truth. Bose, on the other hand, was a pragmatist. He was deeply influenced by the revolutionary movements around the world, and believed that India needed to adopt a more aggressive stance to achieve its freedom. While respecting Gandhi's philosophy, he believed that the British Empire, with its history of brutality, wouldn't be swayed by nonviolence alone. Bose argued that a more forceful approach was necessary to shake the foundations of British rule. He argued for a more active resistance, drawing inspiration from global movements of national liberation. Bose looked to the examples of the Irish struggle for independence, and the Russian Revolution, among others, to formulate his strategies. This ideological clash came to a head in 1939, when Bose was elected president of the Congress, much to Gandhi's disappointment. Bose's election was a clear indication of the growing support for a more militant approach within the Congress. The rift deepened over the question of India's role in the escalating Second World War. As the world plunged into conflict, the debate over how India should respond became more urgent and divisive. Gandhi urged neutrality, while Bose saw an opportunity to leverage the global conflict to India's advantage. Bose believed that aligning with the enemies of the British could hasten India's independence. This fundamental difference in approach ultimately led to Bose's resignation from the Congress presidency, setting the stage for a dramatic and controversial turn in his life. Bose would go on to form the Indian National Army and seek support from Axis powers, a move that remains contentious to this day. With the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939, the world descended into chaos. Nations were drawn into a conflict of unprecedented scale, with battles raging across Europe, Africa, and Asia. The war brought about immense suffering, destruction, and a reshaping of global power dynamics. Amidst this turmoil, leaders around the world were forced to make difficult decisions, often with far-reaching consequences. For Subhas Chandra Bose, however, this global conflict presented a unique opportunity. Bose, a fervent nationalist and a charismatic leader, had long been disillusioned with the British colonial rule in India. He believed that the war could serve as a catalyst for India's liberation from British domination. His vision was clear: to leverage the global conflict to weaken the British Empire and achieve India's independence. He believed that India's freedom could be achieved by exploiting the vulnerabilities of the warring empires. The British, embroiled in a fight for their own survival, were more vulnerable than ever. Bose saw this as a strategic moment to strike, to rally support for the Indian independence movement, and to challenge the colonial power that had subjugated his homeland for centuries. This belief led him to take a step that would forever be etched in the annals of history, a step considered by many to be a pact with the devil. Bose's decision was not made lightly. It was a calculated risk, driven by his unwavering commitment to India's freedom. He knew that aligning with the Axis powers would be controversial, but he was willing to face the consequences for the greater good of his nation. In 1941, under house arrest by the British, Bose made a daring escape from India, traveling thousands of miles across continents under assumed identities to reach Nazi Germany. His journey was fraught with danger, requiring immense courage and resourcefulness. Bose's escape was a testament to his determination and his willingness to go to great lengths for his cause. His goal was to secure the support of the Axis powers, seeing them as instrumental in dismantling the British Empire. Bose believed that by aligning with Germany and Japan he could gain the military and financial backing needed to launch a successful campaign against the British in India. This alliance, he hoped, would tip the scales in favor of Indian independence. He met with Adolf Hitler, the architect of Nazi Germany, and sought his support for India's independence. The meeting was a pivotal moment, symbolizing Bose's willingness to engage with controversial figures to achieve his goals. While the alliance with Nazi Germany was fraught with moral and ethical dilemmas, Bose was focused on the larger objective of freeing India from colonial rule. This alliance, forged in the fires of war, remains a subject of intense debate and scrutiny. Historians and scholars continue to analyze Bose's decision, weighing the potential benefits against the moral compromises involved. The alliance with the Axis powers is seen by some as a necessary evil, while others view it as a grave miscalculation that tarnished Bose's legacy. Critics argue that it was a grave miscalculation, a pact with a regime known for its atrocities. The Nazi regime's actions during the war, including the Holocaust, have left an indelible stain on history. Bose's association with such a regime has led to questions about the ethical implications of his choices and the extent to which ends justify means in the pursuit of freedom. Others, however, maintain that Bose was a pragmatist, willing to make difficult choices in the pursuit of his nation's freedom. They argue that in the context of the time, Bose's actions were driven by a pragmatic understanding of the geopolitical landscape. His supporters believe that his willingness to engage with the Axis powers was a strategic move, aimed at exploiting every possible avenue to achieve independence. Whatever the judgment of history may be, Bose's decision to seek Axis support remains a stark reminder of the moral complexities of wartime alliances, and the sacrifices leaders are willing to make in the pursuit of their goals. It highlights the difficult choices faced by those who fight for freedom, and the intricate balance between ethical considerations and strategic imperatives. Bose's legacy, marked by his controversial alliances, continues to provoke reflection and debate, underscoring the enduring impact of his actions on the course of history.